Speaking to investors, a key part of the business. Key part. There's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about. Not really a lot, but it is a lot of key information when speaking to investors and trying to get your deal sold. After this, I'm going to put in the video of me talking to an investor and handling a conversation. Number one, selling to investors. Stop being scared. You already got over the scare. You already got over the fear of talking to sellers. So now it's time to get over the fear of talking to investors. They're not that scary. They're nothing special. The only difference between you and the investor is time and money. They've been an investor longer than you because you're not an investor, and they have more money than you for a longer period of time because you're not an investor. That's the only difference between you and them. That means that they're human, just like you. They bleed just like you. They go to sleep just like you. And they shit just like you. So there's nothing to be fearful of. They're just regular people. They just got a big ego because they buy properties and they fix them up. That's them. That's number one, not being scared. A lot of investors will have a tone to their voice, very straight to the point. And that's the tone you should mimic on the phone when you're with them. So match the energy. That way, you put not only do you put yourself in the same pedestal, but you let them know, hey, I'm not playing these games. You want it or you don't. No scarcity mindset. If you ran the numbers the right way, there will be a buyer. Like I've said multiple times, a property has a designated value at whatever condition it is. If you got it under that value and you have a good amount of room in between what the actual value is and what you got it under contract at, you will make a profit. Now, depending on how many people you have contacted, how many people are interested in the property, that's where the scarcity mindset comes in. Sometimes you might have it, sometimes you might not, because if you got 20 people trying to buy the property, obviously you're not going to have one. But if you only got 2 people interested in the property, you got to be a little more wary on how you handle these conversations. If you know that the numbers are there, and you know that there is a profit to be made, and you are 24 hours into having the contract and trying to sell it, there's no reason why you should have a scarcity mindset. There will be a buyer. Now, if you are a 72 hours into the deal, 4 days, 5 days, and you still have yet to find a deal at the profit that you wanted at, start being more wary. Start being more picky and knowing that, hey, this might be as much as I can really get. So don't get fucked over. Don't let buyers change your mind on what numbers are unless there is multiple buyers letting you know very similar information. So let's say you have a property under contract at $100,000. If you have everybody telling you, hey, I would buy this at 90. Hey, I would buy this at 80. Hey, I would buy this at 85. I would buy this at 79. You know that the market is willing to pay somewhere between $75,000 and $90,000. Therefore, if you got it under that, cool, you're chilling. Go for the one with the highest offer. But if you are not under that, and let's say you're right at 75, you have to think, okay, have enough people said 80,000? Have enough people said 75,000 to the point where I know I can get that locked up? Then it's your choice. Either sell it, make a $5,000 profit, or go back to the seller and try to renegotiate the deal. Now, when trying to renegotiate, you run the risk of the seller wanting to cancel the contract. You run the risk of, that's damn near the only risk. Or them just telling you no, which is completely fine. And you only make $5,000. But if you do get the renegotiation, boom, you make $10,000. Boom, you make $15,000. How do you run renegotiations? You use the information that the investors, when they walk through the property, use that against the seller. Hey, these are more repairs than you actually mentioned earlier. This is going to cost me more. I'm going to have to wait this long for permits for this thing to be fixed. I actually am going to spend more money on this deal than I was expecting to. That's how you renegotiate. Negotiation. Every buyer will try to get a better price. No matter how good the deal is, every buyer will try to negotiate with you. So you can play a game. Let's say you have the property under contract, again, at $100,000. And The last example was 100,000, and I mentioned selling it for 80. It's a big renegotiation. But new example, 100,000, you have it under contract. You're trying to sell it for 110. I would list it and send out prices at 119, 120, 121, 122, because you know they will come back and negotiate with you. So if the negotiation makes sense and they're only willing to pay 115, then you already made more money than you were expected to make. And if they come down to that 110 price point, cool. That was what you planned to make anyways. And remember, negotiations, the one with the most power in the negotiation is the one that is willing to walk away. That's why it is a key important to know what your dispo process is supposed to look like, how quickly you're supposed to close a deal, how quickly you are supposed to switch from acquisitions to dispositions and not waste enough time in dispo where you could have fixed something on acquisitions where you run your numbers the right way. You got the contract at a certain date with a certain option period. Everything has a key to it, man. Objections. You always get objections. Same thing with negotiations. Try to know as much information about the property as you can. You will come off as more professional and like you know what you're doing. Therefore, they won't treat you as a little boy. They will treat you as another professional piece of the puzzle in the real estate industry. Don't forget, you're the one that has the asset. That goes back to negotiation. That goes back to not being scared, and that goes back to not having a scarcity mindset when trying to negotiate. Now, buyers, it is important to know, number one, the timeline on when they can close, the type of funding that they can have, and the experience and the option period. So for timeline, if you have a specific timeline on a contract and the seller you build a good rapport with them, they're cool with you, cool, then you will probably be able to write up an addendum for the sale date. So you could probably push it back a week, push it back 2 weeks. It depends. But that also comes to negotiation. Hey, can you do this price? Oh, I can only do this price if I can close a week later. Okay, that's where you pick and choose your battles. Would you rather close a week later, or would you rather just get what you can get? The type of funding, cash, conventional, or hard money. Those are the only three that I know of. Those are the only three that have closed my deals and got me paid. Make sure you know which one they are using. Experience. How long have they been investing? How often do they buy in that specific area? How often do they buy in at those dimensions of 3-bed, 2-bath, and with brick built in 1975? How often do they build that? That'll let you know their confidence in purchasing the property and their confidence in actually making money, which if they are confident, they will pay what it needs to be paid for. Option period. Never give option periods. Please, please, please never give option periods. If an investor wants an option period, they are not an investor. They are a wholesaler. Make sure they do their due diligence before they submit an offer. And the offer must be solid. If the offer is contingent to them walking through with the property again and again and again, that's bullshit. Cut that guy off. That's not a real buyer. Another one that I didn't put in here is earnest money. Earnest money is a non-negotiable. If they don't have skin in the game, they will drop the contract. They will waste your time. You need these people to have skin in the game. I normally go for $5,000, but you can always come down to $3,000 and that be the minimum. Nothing under $3,000. Nobody wants to lose $3,000. Let me go ahead. That's about it about the investors. I'll go ahead and plug in the call that I had with one about a property I have over here in Bedford. And that's it. You guys got any questions? You can DM me on Instagram. Any questions, concerns, hate comments, positive comments, put them down in the comment section. Like, subscribe, all that YouTube bullshit. Watch the video and enjoy. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Alexander, this is Jay.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. We actually got the keys back in the property and the back door is open. Are you able to go by anytime soon?
No, I'm not there. I'm out of the state right now.
Gotcha. When do you think you'll be coming back?
In 2 weeks approximately.
2 weeks? Gotcha. Okay. Well, is it okay if you could send me a text when you're back so I can make sure that the property is accessible?
Okay, no problem.
Gotcha. And just a quick question. Based off what you saw the other day, is it something you'd be interested in, or is it you're not too interested in it?
I can tell you the price is kind of high of that property because I buy in this area, and for this specific house, I was able to look around, so I got an idea, like how much you need to put in remodeling and stuff like that. So the correct price should be like between like 110, 115 maximum.
110, 115
No.
maximum.
Yeah, this is the max. This is the max for this specific part of the town.
Gotcha.
Maybe
Okay.
some investors, will buy it. Maybe some like out of country, like overseas investors. But local guys, it's high.
Gotcha. What are you looking at ARV? Just wondering.
I'm sorry.
Are you looking to flip this, or are you looking to keep it as a rental?
I do both.
You do both.
Yeah, I just bought like a little few weeks ago a couple properties in the area. One will be a flip, one will be rental.
Gotcha. And just based off the numbers that we do have in place, do you think this one would be a flip or a rental?
Flip.
Flip. Gotcha. What do you think you'll be able to sell it for once you fix it up?
Approximately $200,000. It
200,000.
depends on like what kind of materials you're gonna use, and again, I wasn't able to see their situation, but something like that, yeah.
Right. And were you able to look at the property pictures from the inside?
No, just outside.
Gotcha. Because the link I sent you, it does have the property pictures of the inside. So that would kind of give you a rough idea. Obviously, it's not the same as going inside, but I have my repairs at 20 to 25. Would you like me to send the link over again?
Yeah, send again. I'm gonna check again.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and let me know if you're able to open it, because I have had some troubles with the link recently.
Send it to me. And I will let you know whether that's okay, but I need to go now.
Gotcha. Okay. Is
Right.
there? So
Thank
once
you.
you check it out, you can just let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Sounds
Jay.
good. Thank you, Alexander.
Okay.
Bye.